This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked in and we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. With that, let's get up to Buffalo. Standing by at New Era Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, winter is just around the corner as you get a look at New Era Field just south of Buffalo, New York. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
A gain of 3, second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback. And no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Oh, look now at the starters on the defensive side for the Browns. They were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This is taken at the 18. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Under center, it's the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner as you get a look at Baker Mayfield.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing one interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 11 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
10 touchdowns on the season for him, and I don't know whether these goals are written down. I don't know whether they're discussed amongst the team, but I do know this. Every guy who touches the ball as a ball carrier thinks 10 touchdowns is a nice round goal to try and reach in a season.
Green 39.
They'll run it here with Hunt. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Mayfield from the gun on third down. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
Really? Really? Did we just see that? That's a big catch. One-handed, I might add, to pick up a first down.
I was going to say on third down for the defense, it's one thing to give up a reception. You just kind of shake your head on a one-handed catch to pick up the first. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run with Hunt, and he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Second down, Mayfield shreds the tackle, and now he'll tuck it and run. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Third and short yardage, Mayfield. That's caught. It's Thomas. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big completion there on 3rd and short. Keeps their opening drive alive.
Not only alive, but plenty of possibilities now. 1st and goal, and you know me. I'm a big advocate. If you're going to throw the ball, throw it early in the down and distance count.
They'll give it to Chubb. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. And one of my favorite coaches, you say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
On 2nd and goal, the lone man in the backfield is Hunt. They'll try to run with Hunt. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. 2nd effort there. He was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. That time, a 9-play drive. And Kareem Hunt, the one to finish it off, as he did so with a touchdown run. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And partner, I'm going to make a quick pivot here and ask you to play general manager. It's well documented they're last in the league in offense, number 32. What changes might they make?
And this is where you have to be almost like a chess master as a general manager, because you have a few things at your disposal that you need to use. Obviously the draft, free agency. Maybe you can make some players to promote and give them an opportunity to play as well. That way, you start to supplement as well as replace guys that need it.
The drive starts with a handoff to P-Ryan. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be...
And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's P-Ryan. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch.
Now a hit and a loose football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game. Because you can, it's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
Now Pirine. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll look to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Jeremy Curley, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. He'll drop to throw. And able to find Curley. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A first carry for Amir Abdullah. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
Yeah, really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points. Not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
Holding offense.
So on the big tight end, holding.
First down.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hot.
They'll run. This is Hunt. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That one goes for 24 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
No. Check. Patriot.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
The Browns on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hurry up. Here we go. 3-19.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense is fast.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he'll find some space up to about the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Leopard. Leopard.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And a couple of big boys up front defensively, and in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you describe that because if they control things up front, often it's over the guard. Sometimes they slide and make it over the center. It's really hard to get a play started then because a lot of teams want to start inside out running the football. But against a good 4-3, you may not find any space. And on that play, there was 0 space, no gain.
And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Mayfield now on 2nd down. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Mayfield to throw it. Over the middle, it's Thomas. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now Hunt. A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Throwing, Mayfield, and they take him down. The Bills get to him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. He's hoping to get it going. They're hoping to get him going, too. You know, he's about ready to pop one here in the second quarter. He's hoping.
And his offensive line teammates, they want to get one of those, too, because they want to continue to run the football. Most offensive linemen like that part of the game better than pass protection because they're not taking blows, they're actually dealing them out. So what they want to do is show the coaches, hey, if we pop one, we're having success. That way they won't go away from the running game.
He'll be hoping to pop one, break one here this go-around.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. And they don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Now back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. The Bills on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
All right, here we go.
Looking to throw. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Set. 319. 319.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game film.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Kelvin Benjamin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills are an extra point away from taking the lead.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Hauschka adds the extra point, and that will give him the lead here as we get on towards halftime. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him, but he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
Able to shake it, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Trent Murphy in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. They go play action. Mayfield. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow is still continuing to fall as we are back underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing, but with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On second down, Johnson. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
The Browns on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Mayfield. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now the Purdue man, this is Akeem Hunt. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
On the run, this is Hunt. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9, and it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This time it's 3rd and 3. Mayfield looks to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Now a handoff, Johnson, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Gun, 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 gun. 4 down, 4 down. 56 Mike. 56 Mike.
Here's Hunt. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
Used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Second down, Mayfield. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
This offense bent the defense in their long drive downfield, but once they got within sight of the goal line, the defense went to don't break mode and is stiffened.
And Gonzalez puts this one through. And they take the lead here by 2, 12-10. Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator, and what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. A dump off for Abdullah. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Bills on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Now let's go. Blue, line it.
He'll look to throw. He goes underneath to Abdullah. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6.
All right, here we go. 319. 319.
They'll drop the throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. The Bills on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6.
Leopard. Leopard.
On play action, they'll throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Here's Colton Schmidt now. He's been terrific so far. This will be taken at the 10. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. And he will lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. To throw, Mayfield. Escaping, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Trent Murphy in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. there. Incomplete.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot. And that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Here we go now. Green.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And his throw here's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 10.
Set. Green, 39. Green.
They'll set up to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
3-19.
They'll look to throw here. Wide open receiver complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll run it here with P-Ryan, and they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now let's go. Blue, land it. Blue.
Now they run with a backup. It's Chris Ivory. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Here we go now. Green.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
This will be fielded at the 6. Dashing through the snow. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Antonio Callaway, 94 yards. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. They had just relinquished the lead on the field goal. Ensuing kickoff, they get that lead right back.
So does this come under the heading of you can't keep a good team down?
There you go. That works. Eye for an eye.
I'm with you on that one. Just to be able to break back immediately. Not down at all, no heads down after giving up the lead and coming right back at them. And a special team score, that's like gold in a coach's manual.
Here we go. The Browns will go for 2. And with a play clock at 3, we're going to get a timeout called from the sideline as they'll burn the first of their allotted 3. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
Everyone's got 4 down. Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic.
Here's Mayfield. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. That's fielded in the end zone. And now out come the Bills. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They'll set up a throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
All right, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
They'll look to throw now on first down. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 6 there on first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And caught by Curley. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
Set. Green 39, green 39. Hot.
He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire.
3-19.
They'll look to throw again. This is screen to Abdullah. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. He'll look to throw. And able to find Curley. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good game. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. Oh, and now movement and their plan hands on fourth
False
down.
start. Offense.
They were going for it on 4th and inches. Now 4th and 5.
Yeah, everything had built to a crescendo, hadn't it? 4th and inches. I mean, we were coming out of our chairs up here. Now on 4th and 5, you've got to think about whether you want to go for it or not.
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Set. Blue, line it.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. He's back to throw. And this is going to be caught? No, they say it's incomplete. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah,
Still first
offsides,
down.
easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So it's still 1st and goal, but now they get to try from a bit closer.
Set. 3-19.
They run. Abdullah. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. Back to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Back to throw, and this is caught, and it's a 3-point game. So that effort gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, and that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage, at least give your team a fighting chance.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Back to throw. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. They'll look to throw. On a crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. This quarterback now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. Now Mayfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and it's second down. who's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Mayfield. Screenplay, Johnson. Had a nice broken tackle and then brought down right around the 20. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Here's Mayfield. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And that's how this one ends in dramatic fashion in overtime with the interception. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Browns, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.